We've seen parabolas for years. I mean, from algebra 1, algebra 2, pre-calc, everything. But here we're defining it a little different. It's a set of points in a plane that are the same distance from one focus point and a fixed line called a directrix. Now, there's two ways to write an equation of a parabola. So I want to show you both ways. I'm going to start with our traditional way, and then I'll show you how the textbook changes it just a little bit, and we can really get an idea of what's going on here. So this is our normal way to write a parabola. My vertex would be HK because I moved right H up K. Vertex is HK. We would know our axis of symmetry. X equals H. It's going straight through the middle. But to find the distance between the vertex and the focus, all I'm going to do is do 1 over 4a. So I'm going to take that a, 1 over 4a. Super easy in this form, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and do the problem in that way, and then I'm going to show you a different way to look at it. Okay, so this was our traditional way of graphing a parabola. This one is moved right 2 up 3, so my vertex is at 2, 3. So the vertex is at 2, 3. I also know my axis of symmetry, my AOS, is going to be x equals 2. It's that vertical line going straight down the middle. Okay. But here's where, using this focus and directrix, we can really get more in depth. So, the focus is going to be up or down. So let's think, are we opening up or down? Well, it's positive, so we're opening up. So the focus is going to be above the vertex. And so I'm going to be adding 1 over 4a. Well, a is 1/4, so I need to come off to the side. And I'm going to call this distance p. So p is 1 over 4a. So that means a is 1/4, so p equals 1 over 4 times 1/4. 4 times 1/4 is 1, so that's 1 over 1, which would just be 1 step. So I'm going up 1 step, and that is my focus. And I'm going to go down 1 step, and that is going to be this line called the directrix. I'll put a D. So the directrix is a y equals line, and it is crossing at 2. So the directrix is going to be y equals, and it's really this k, 3, minus the p-value. So 3 minus 1, it's y equals 2. My focus, I'm going to take my vertex and I'm going to add that p-value to the y value. So I get 2, 4. Now, the one other thing that I forgot to put on this worksheet that is really, really helpful, it's called the focal diameter. And that is how far away from the focus I have would be my parabola, how wide it is. Is 4p. So it's 4 times that distance from the vertex to the focus. So it's going to be 4 times 1 in our case, so that's 4 steps. So the from the focus, I'm going to go 4 steps this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my Oh, how did I mess up that? Somebody explain that to me. Diameter of 4. Oh my goodness. Not 4 each way. It's going to be 4 wide. There we go. So that's 2 in each direction. Now I can get this nice idea of what's happening. On my graph. Now you'll see the equation written a different way sometimes. So I'm going to come off to the side and show you a different way to read the equation or write the equation. So we had y equals 1/4 x minus 2 squared plus 3. If I subtract the 3, I'm going to get y minus 3 equals 1/4 x minus 2 squared. I'm going to do something really weird, and I'm going to get rid of whatever's in front of the something squared. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 4. So this is going to be 4 parentheses y minus 3 equals x minus 2 squared. If it's written in this form, where the something squared is by itself, then this 4 is my focal diameter. This is 4p. So it can be a little easier sometimes from that form because you automatically know your diameter. Then you would just divide that by 4 to find the p-value. Either way, it's fine. So it just depends on what I'm given. Now, if the number in front had been negative, we'd be pointing down or pointing up. But if it is rearranged where it is an x equals y squared. This is going to be a horizontal parabola. And if A is positive, it's going to be opening to the right. If A is negative, it's going to be opening to the left. I'm going to go with the traditional way of writing it, and then I can show you that if you rearranged it, you would end up with 4p, and then you'd have your x minus h equals y minus k squared. Remember, that's one way of writing it. You'll see that in textbooks sometimes. I'm going to alternate between the two. On this one, it's a lot easier to use this 1 over 4a to get me my distance, which is p. That's p. So p is 1 over 4a. A is 3. So my p is 1/12. I'm going to go ahead and find my focal diameter. And this one gets a little dicey. I wish I hadn't had a 3 there, but that's okay. Focal diameter is going to be 4 times that. So that is 1/3. So this one's going to be quite skinny. Oh, which makes sense because it has a 3 there. Now, where is my vertex going to be? It might actually help to move the +2 over by the x. And I'm going to write this as x minus 2 equals 3y minus 4 squared. This is telling me my vertex is going to be at 2, 4. That's the vertex. 2, 4. And this is going to be a horizontal parabola, so it's going to be opening, this is positive, it's going to be opening to the right. So I'm going to take to find my focus, I'm going to be adding to my x value. So this is going to be 2 plus 112, 4. So 2 plus a very, very, very little bit. It's like barely there. And the directrix would be, whoops, it's not a point. It'd be x equals 2 minus 112. So it's going to be really, really, really close. From the focus, I'm going up 1/3 and down 1/3. That's really hard. So it's really, really, really narrow. Now, where's my axis of symmetry when it's sideways? Well, it's going to be a y equals. It's going to be a horizontal line. So my axis of symmetry is y equals 4. Now, let's see. Which one am I going to have here? What's squared? Well, notice that the y is squared. I'm going to get all the y's on one side. So I'm going to rewrite this as 3x. I'm actually going to move that 31 over here for a second. Equals y squared plus 8y. Now the reason I want to do that is I want to complete the square over here. I really want this to be something squared. So that's going to be y, half of that is 4. But to get there, I need to add something here, and I need to add it to the other side of the equation. Y plus 4 squared would be y plus 4 times y plus 4. That would give me 8y plus 16. So on this other side, I get 3x, I believe that's negative 15. So I'm going to factor out the 3. From this, I can easily find my vertex. It's going to be 5, negative 4. 5, negative 4. That's my vertex. Now this is going to be a horizontal parabola because the y is the one squared, so this is horizontal. It's positive, so it opens right. Let's see what the next thing I want to find is. How about let's find that p-value. So p, in this form, 3 is going to be the 4p. So when the number is over here with the unsquared term, that is 4p. So I'm just going to divide by 4. So I'm sorry about the fractions, people. That's 3/4 p. 3/4 is the p. But this 4p is my focal diameter. So first I need to find the focus. And remember, there's only one focus here. It's going to be opening to the right, so I'm going to need to add to my x value, and I'm adding 3/4. So 5 plus 3/4 is right there. The directrix will be a vertical line at 5 minus 3/4. So it'll be something like that. Now, from the focus, my diameter is a 3, so that means it's a 1/2 this way and a 1.5 this way. Yep. Yep. The only other thing I forgot to write down was my axis of symmetry, which is going right here. That's going to be a line y equals negative 4. All right, what if I was given the focus and given the directrix? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's my focus, and it says the directrix is the line y equals 3. Now, my vertex is going to be halfway between the focus and the directrix. So halfway between 3 and 8. Oh, halfway between 3 and 8. Well, okay, so let me go 3 plus 8 divided by 2. That's going to be 11 divided by 2. That's 5.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a half. There's my vertex. And it's going to be at the x value of 5 and the y value of 5.5. So my vertex is going to be 5, 5.5. Now, what is that distance, that p, from the vertex to the focus? Or from the directrix to the focus? Well, it would be 2.5. So I think this one's going to be easier to write with that 4 times p designation. This one is going to be opening up. It's going to do something like this. So this is going to be a y equals x squared. So I'm going to have a y minus k equals x minus h squared. Now I can either put the a here, or this side could be 4p. I think it's a lot easier to write the equation using this form. This is my h, and this is my k. So 4 times 2/5 would be 10. Y minus 5.5 equals x minus 5 squared. Now, a lot of the homework actually has the center being at the origin, so it is a lot easier than when the center is not at the origin.